Anybody down there? I was looking through DVDs and CDs the other day, and I found a good stack of them that I think are still, of use. Things that you can't readily stream. I'm sure some, obviously Hero you can stream, but all this garbage, you can obviously stream all that. But let's take a look. If you want an epic film, watch A Very Long Engagement by Jean-Pierre Jeunet. God, I don't think this guy really he was such a force of a filmmaker. Amelie, obviously. What else did he do? Delicatessen. I think it's called The Lost City of Children. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Man, that's what that movie got me hooked on this guy. But this is definitely one of Audrey Tautou's finest. Absolutely epic movie. You like, period dramas, war dramas. If you like romantic dramas, this is just essential viewing for anybody that likes romantic dramas. And then obviously if you like foreign films and French films, you've probably already seen this. But definitely an absolute, one of the best, I would just say one of the best epic films of all time. And, well, I don't think I've watched anything else besides Blue here. Yeah, I don't think I've watched White or Red, because I think it's just the same director, but I think Juliette Binoche is just in Blue. Definitely one of the greatest female actresses of all time. Barton Fink, I don't know, I guess it's one of Coen Brothers movies that probably not, I haven't looked it up, but I would imagine it's probably not easy to find this on streaming. Live Flesh, a Pedro classic. I think this is Javier Bardem, pretty sure. Yeah. Been a long time. Excited to watch this again. 97. Some of these I'll wait until my nephew is, not when his frontal lobe's fully developed, but when it develops a little bit more and he values this stuff and has the attention span for it. Another Pedro Almodovar classic, Talk to Her. When before woke was woke, when liberalism was combined with pragmatic thinking. Law of Desire, another Pedro film. And I don't even know if I've sat through this whole film. Definitely have to be in the right mindset for David Lynch. But, yeah. I don't know why he liked Laura Dern so much. I think she's just a fucking nutbag and good at playing a crazy person. Thin Red Line, obviously readily available, but one of the best war movies of all time. I think just an underrated war film. I think this is based on like a Korean War setting, I'm pretty sure. 21 grams. obviously readily available by the director that made one of the greatest movies of all time, Maurice Peros. I don't even remember the guy's name. Oh yeah, Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu. But definitely not on the level of Maurice Peros. If you have not seen Maurice Peros, that's his essential viewing. Top 10 films of all time. Basically invented that whole genre of just meshing different timelines and settings and stories together that sort of, have like loose connections. Marion Cotillard's finest for sure, playing Edith Piaf, La Vie en Rose. Definitely one of those movies I'm looking forward to watching with my nephew and niece. I think this is maybe what sent me down the Korean rabbit hole back in the day. Obviously, if you're a foreign movie lover and a Korean movie lover, you've seen this. If you're a fan of, I think this might be true crime. I'm not sure. But I mean, if you're a fan of thrillers, serial killers, just want to be a little bit on the edge of your seat. You're a fan of Asian films, good drama, all that stuff, and this has it all. Oh, I forgot, this is done by Bong Joon-ho, so obviously his more mass-produced stuff, Parasite, amazing film, but this is what it started it all for me, I think, in Korean films in general. What would be, I guess, The Host, another one of his greatest, and Mother. I think those are my favorites by Bong Joon-ho. Absolute must-see if you like serial killer films. And you're a foreign movie lover, and for some reason you haven't seen this, but if you're a foreign movie lover, I'm sure you've already seen this. Shortcuts, Robert Altman, 90s classic. I doubted you'd be able to stream. I think I did see this come across some streaming platform maybe a couple years ago. But this is definitely top 20 of the 90s, I would say. Not a movie, but something that is probably hard to find. You're into electronic music, you like some progressive house, I would consider Sasha and Digweed, especially Digweed, progressive house. I think this actually takes place more based on an event that took place in Chicago, I'm pretty sure. But you old school electronic music, house music lovers, Delta Heavy. Pink Floyd Pulse, obviously you could stream that, but that's, there's a lot of great, obviously live footage or whatever, recorded live events of Pink Floyd. This is my favorite. I don't believe Roger Waters was involved with this, but that's alright, because obviously Roger Waters is amazing, but from a personality perspective, I prefer David Gilmour. Scratch the original. I want to go back to I guess, sort of the roots of, vinyl DJing in the hip hop culture. This is a must-see if you haven't seen it. But I'm sure you have if you're into that stuff. Another Lynch, Nick Cage and Laura Dern, Wild at Heart. Another bonkers film. The Original Brothers, not to be confused with the American version. Obviously, this inspired the American version. Connie Nelson. Probably stream this to look out. Obviously, Hero you can, but it is another epic film. A beautiful Chinese masterpiece. Before, I think that was before that all that whatever. House of Flying Daggers and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, right? I think that was before. I don't know. But The Unbearable Lightness of Being. Totally forgot about this one. Jeez. Definitely a must-watch if you want to see everything that Daniel Day-Lewis has done, Julia Binoche. You like some... I think there's some type of war conflict history in this movie, if I recall. I'm not sure. I think so. One of Audrey Tauto's finest. I think definitely something that even if you're not a wackadoo cinephile, this is still an easy watch, I would say. Dirty Pretty Things. Excellent movie. One of her best for sure. And then obviously another Pedro film with Gael Garcia Bernal. Amadeus. Absolute American classic in the 80s. I'm sure you could stream this, but wow, what a movie. I bet you this is hard to find. Yeah, I saw this. I think I saw this when I was a kid with my parents in the mid-90s, because I think this came out in the mid-90s. I don't know. But, yeah, Ralph Fiennes, Angela Bassett, Juliette Lewis, all great performances. Sharp-Skinned Man and Peach Hip Girl. I think this could have been what initiated the whole Asian rabbit hole for me, not just Japanese film, but I might have stumbled upon this before I stumbled across any Chinese or Korean movies. I'm pretty sure. Wacky movie. It's not a brilliant film, but I would say it's still a goofy Chinese classic. So if you like, I don't know, if you just like weird shit, or I don't know, if you like the standard, old school, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Quentin Tarantino shit, just stupid guy shit, definitely one to check out. Definitely top 10 movies of all time, any films ever made, and this represents Japanese film to me. Definitely Sion Sono's finest. I'm actually not a big fan of a lot of his. What's the other movie that I really like by him? I think Cold Fish, was it? But this just has a little bit of everything. Just quirky comedy, insanity. It's absolute epic. super long movie, family drama, a little, you know, just tying in somebody's upbringing with religion. I mean, it has everything you could want in a movie. You know, teenage stuff, self-identification stuff as a teenager. I guess I should just say it's definitely a type of coming of age film. But man, if you if you know romance and drama is one of your things, but you're still squeamy about violence and insanity, I still think if you're a drama lover and you just love feeling good about love, I still think this is one of the best love movies ever made. So regardless if you're squeamish about some crazy shit, I still highly recommend checking that out if you have not. Again, one of the greatest films ever made, in my opinion. I don't even think I've seen all these. The standard Wong Kar-wai films. Obviously, what is his mainstream best, Chungking Express, still my favorite movie of his. And not, to be honest with you, I don't really remember a lot about the other ones. I just remember some, romance about some gay dudes in one of them. That's about it. I don't know what else we have. The Milk of Sorrow. I've only watched this once. I don't even remember what language this is. Peruvian. So I think it maybe is Spanish then? I don't know. Yeah. Or I guess some native Peruvian language in Spanish. Kubrick's Barry Lyndon. I don't know. I don't recall too much about this movie. Definitely, during those years of your life where your like real life hasn't set in yet, and you can just be an asshole and just sit around and try to analyze film because you don't have responsibilities yet. Like all this shit. What do we have here? East of Eden. Human Traffic. I think I was inspired to see this by its loose, like rave culture, I guess. Absolute beautiful movie. Pretty sure this is a Vietnamese film, but the cinematography is amazing. You like Asian films, you like drama, you just like watching movies for their visual beauty, you just want to be touched. Absolute essential viewing. Not one I'm marrying on Gautier's finest, I don't think. I guess more of a mainstream French movie. Sort of stupid, but all right. I brought out those specifically because obviously the foreign ones, for the most part, you can't really stream, except for, I'm sure, all of Pedro's movies you can. And who cares about all that dog shit? It's not dog shit, but some of it's not. But you could stream all that. I guess the point of this is, you're getting old when you start thinking movies just aren't the same. They just do not make movies like that anymore. I guess, you hear that from your grandpa growing up and all that shit. And now I'm saying it, so